Well, today on Never Legends podcast, I have Gibraltar Coleman, Flint Hill wing player that just signed this week with American University basketball. Congratulations, Gibraltar.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, I've been following your career for a very long time. Your father and I are close friends. Jason played for Lake Braddock. Your mother was a very good swimmer for McLean High School, I believe, in Notre Dame's Hall of Fame, I also believe. But this summer, you took a step in an incredible direction, and you've always been a solid team player. You handle the ball really well. You shoot the ball outside, but all of a sudden, you were getting 40 points a game on consecutive nights. You just really broke out, and you went from being you're trying to get some Division I offers to being on a lot of colleges' radar. What happened this spring and summer to put you on the next level?
Obviously, I think it starts with the work that I put into it, and obviously, I've been working hard for a long time, and it really started too with my trainer Evolution, Doug Howard, I've been with him for almost 2 years now, and he's just helped me elevate my game and my confidence, and I'm forever grateful for that. And I think the biggest thing, especially this summer with Flint Hill, is just my team and my coaches, Coach Rico Reed and Coach Chris Lomax, always pushing me to be the best I can be, and they put all their trust in me. So I know how to go out there and perform well, and they give me the ability to pretty much do what I want. And so with that, I just stay confident and play as hard as I can. And my teammates, always great teammates, and they all look to give me the ball, and they know they can find me and I can find them whenever needed.
Yeah, one thing I noticed from watching you play, and I've seen you play many times through the years, is when you can touch the ball a lot, you become a better player. You have to be involved. I think sometimes when you don't get the ball as much, I'm not going to say you get lost, but when you're part of the offense, I think it's easy for you to kind of contribute, to make good plays, good passes, to get you're a great outside shooter, to get your shots off. Am I right that you need to touch the ball more for you to be more effective?
Yes, sir, most definitely. And I think with that too, it's just being able to create. And I think that's what comes with versatility that I've been blessed with, is being able to score the ball and dish the ball out to my teammates, make the right plays, and have the basketball IQ.
Yeah. Well, I think you also train with a guy named Blair. I can't think of his last name, but a fitness guy.
Blair O'Donovan.
Yes, and it seems to me you look fitter. Like, I think you've really. It looks like to me you've lost a few pounds, and you seem faster on the floor, and just able to slash even faster. Everything is quicker right now.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I've been. So this might be the same as Doug at Evolution, almost 2 years now with Blair, and it's just all about consistency with him. I'm in there 2-3 times a week, and he's not only helping with my whole body transformation, but like my eating habits and stuff like that. That I didn't really know how much it contributed before, but just eating a lot of protein and stuff, that makes my body feel good, and it fuels me, and that keeps me going, and that's a big part of it, and that's thanks to him.
Yeah. Well, let's go back to how it started. Your parents, Jason and Kara. My father married them. I don't know if you knew that. Did you have a sense of how good athletes your parents were?
For sure. Yeah. I mean, obviously when I was younger, I didn't really know much, but growing up and learning more along the way about them is just they set me up in a tremendous position, using their knowledge that they've gone through and their experiences and pouring that into me. So, yes, sir.
Yeah. Also, your sister Justice, who's an inspiration to me, she passed at a very young age. How has Justice inspired you to do great things, and to be a better brother, to be a better athlete?
Yes, sir. So obviously this is sad that she passed away, but that's what, when I was younger, I looked at it was hard. I was angry, but growing up and maturing and realizing, I mean, it's not a negative, it's a positive, because first and foremost, she's in a better place and she doesn't have to go through the pain that she was going through. And so now what I do, I try and to incorporate her in everything I do, and everything I do, I try and do it for her. So I know she's going to support me forever, and I can always say a quick prayer or something, know that she'll be there for me, and I just look up to her for all the things that she does. And one thing that she taught me in her lifetime was that your disabilities equal your greatest abilities, and that is just big on me, and I want to carry with me for as long as I can. And yeah, she's just a big part of my life and the reason I'm doing what I'm doing and succeeding how I'm succeeding.
Right. Yeah. Well, I know you went to Notre Dame on an unofficial visit. You were just touring the facility. Did you have any idea how good of a athlete your mother was?
Oh yeah, no, she did it all. I mean, obviously swimming at the highest level, and not just swimming, like being on the team, but winning and competing with other top programs in the nation, and I mean, it's great.
Yeah. And your father, when I watch you play, your game is reminiscent of your father. You didn't see him play when he was a young guy. You saw kind of the older 40-year-old Jason play, and he's still a much better player than I am. But we all age a little bit. Do you have a sense how good of a wing player your father was?
Most definitely, yeah. I know he was in backcourt with Hubert Davis, who's now the North Carolina head coach, and I mean, I know they had a very solid team back in their day, and he always competed at a high level, and that's what he's poured into me and pushing myself. And I know he played at Lenore Ryan, so he made it to the next level too. So he has to be pretty good to do that.
Yeah. Now, having parents that are great athletes, does that put a lot of pressure on you? Do you feel like it's all positive? Or are there some negatives to having parents that are so accomplished in sports?
Not really anymore. I feel like it's all positives now because now that I know and I'm older, I know that everything they're doing and the advice they're giving and stuff, it's all because they want the best for me. Obviously, when I was younger, I feel like it was a little harder, especially more with my dad, because him being a basketball player, me being a basketball player, sometimes I could get angry, upset when he gives me tips or stuff like that. But now I know that all that is very good information. I got to take it all in.
Yeah. Well, who are your first role models, your first influences in basketball? Who'd you see play on TV or even locally and wanted to play like?
So I think it first started with my dad, obviously being a tremendous influence in my life on the basketball side. He showed me the game, showed me. I mean, he taught me most of the stuff I know from a young age. And I mean, talking on a bigger aspect, KD is my favorite NBA player, and I always love watching him and not necessarily modeling my game after him, but trying to play similar to him, being able to shoot from the outside at a high level, taking the game inside with the mid range, and then being able to play through back to the basket too, which is I think helps me with my versatility.
Yeah. So I remember you and my son Chandler and Chandler's friend Den. You guys started training with Coach Marshall, Dermian Marshall, at a very young age. What has Coach Marshall meant to you, and how has he helped develop your game through the years?
So I call Coach Marshall, I call him Uncle Durham. That's one of my dad's lifelong friends, and he's always been there for me and kind of started helping me with my AAU journey, and just taking the game, bringing my game to a next level. Like it was a long stretch of a couple of years where I was playing for him, and he always just wanted me to succeed, and he always put me in positions for me to succeed when I was playing for him.
Yeah. So you guys ended up moving out to Waterford, and you were going to school out in Loudoun County, and then you transferred to West Springfield High School and played for Coach Marshall, as you called him, Uncle Durham. And Durham is the guy that I coached when he was in high school. I coached him in basketball. So what was it like the transition to West Springfield, and what was it like playing for Coach Marshall in the high school level?
So the transition was pretty smooth, fitting into the school. I mean, I'd already been playing with them for a little while, the team that is, and so I knew most of those guys, and it was good for them because I mean, it was fun playing with them, and I loved it, and it was easy for them to introduce me to other people. So that part of the transition was smooth, and then playing for Coach Marshall in high school it was a very fun experience. I mean, so obviously there's some ups and downs to high school basketball and stuff like that, but that's just all part of the process and making me better and me learning from mistakes and things that I can do better. And he was just a great influence in pushing me. And when high school basketball started to get super serious.
Yeah. Who were some of your key teammates at West Springfield? I know the first year I saw you play, I came out at the Robinson game and took some photos. You guys had some size. I think you had a redheaded kid I remember was kind of a long kid. It was a pretty good player. Who were some of your top teammates at West Springfield?
So my sophomore year, I think I'd say Austin Ohlmeyer, who ended up transferring, but he was one, and then Omar Chambers, Tyler Treasure, who was a solid point guard that he didn't necessarily wasn't a scoring point guard, but he looked to give me the ball and had his trust in me. So I was grateful to him for that. And also Ali Sharif, who is another big guy. So that kind of didn't let me always play on the five and play on the inside and just be accustomed to that. So that let me get outside a little more.
Yeah. Well, I think you were friends at West Springfield with a guy named Evan Whitaker, who's a tremendous soccer player. And my son Chandler got a chance to play with Evan this summer. I really enjoyed watching them play together because Chandler had played against Evan in high school and also growing up. Have you ever seen Evan play soccer? He's a very special player.
Yes, sir. I have a little bit. I know he's very fast, and so that's always good to have in soccer. And yeah, when I saw him play, it was fun to watch.
Yeah, exactly. So look, at some point you decide to transfer to Flint Hill, and you're able to reclass, which is it's an advantage because you get a chance to grow up, to get more mature academically. You get another year to take different subjects and stuff. Talk about that decision to go to Flint Hill. Was it a tough decision to leave West Springfield and Coach Marshall? And yeah, talk about some of the decision points that you have to make. I think
it was a little tough at first because obviously I've been there, and the reason I came there was for basketball and to help me try and elevate my game and bring it to the next level where I am now. So it was hard at first, and obviously it took a lot of time and consideration for schools, and it was between Episcopal and Flint Hill, and obviously I ended up going to Flint Hill. But I think it was just also on the academic side. Those two, my sophomore year and my first junior year at West Springfield, it was the COVID years. So it was kind of hard being online for school. And for me personally, I like to learn in person so I can see things up close. And that's just the best environment for me. So transferring to Flint Hill, obviously high academics, that was a plus as well as a basketball because it's a high level basketball. And the academics are amazing too. And it put me in a better position to succeed not only as a basketball player, but as a student athlete, you can say.
Was there any downside? Or the things about West Springfield that you missed? And did you ever have days where you wish you wouldn't have transferred?
Not really, because I know at the end of the day, I made the best decision for me in my process. And I know everybody from West Springfield, they supported that and they understood why I made the decision. So,
yeah. So at Flint Hill, I went to see you guys play quite a few times. You guys had 4 Division I players at least, and I think you may have 5. Depends on how things work out this year. But the team struggled sometimes. What were some of the challenges that team had? It's just a matter of trying to get all the pieces to fit together.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest part. Obviously, we had high-level guys, and it was just one of those situations where all those high-level guys, it was hard for everybody to fit together, like you said, and play as one, I guess you can say. That was the biggest struggle for us, trying to play as a team, because there would be times where people would play good, and so they just think they should do it all. And I guess that brings some turmoil within. And so that was definitely the hardest part.
Yeah. So Coach Rico Reed, who's got a great reputation in the area as a coach, is your coach. What's his style? Tell us a little bit about Coach Reed.
Okay, so Coach Reed obviously is a great guy and tremendous coach. His style, I mean, he's big on defense, and I mean, the biggest thing with him, which is why I love playing for him, it's like as long as you're playing defense, you can do whatever you want on offense. So it's a lot of freedom and open offense. So you can just, I guess you could say, operate.
Yeah. So I saw you guys play this summer, and you beat a really good Georgetown prep team, destroyed them. Had some nice wins. You had some struggles too. So it was up and down. But I actually think you guys, even though your talent level might not be as high as last year, I think you have a chance to be a better team next year. What do you think the prospects are for next year?
100%. I agree with that because we're already a better team now because we're a better team. We play together. Obviously, from the start of summer, we had some new pieces coming in, so they had to try and figure out their role. We had to get the chemistry back and raise that up. So the progress we made over the summer from the start to where we are and where we finished up was amazing. I mean, to see everybody succeed and play together and have fun playing the game of basketball, that was awesome to see, and I love that. And I mean, we just have to build on that from where we finished up this summer, the second DMV live period, to our first preseason scrimmage, or our first game. And we just have to build on that in our workouts before the season, and then building into our tryouts and then practices.
I think the reason why this team is going to be better, one of the reasons why, is that you're going to touch the ball more. And I think I would describe you in some regard as a point forward, even though you post up sometimes as well. But I think good things happen when you have the ball. And one of my frustrations was last year, and it happens when you have a lot of good players, is there were sometimes you didn't touch the ball a whole bunch. And when you did, I felt like you weren't as comfortable as you could be because you didn't know where you're going to get the ball back again. Do you feel like you're going to have more opportunities to affect the play and to be part of the offense this year?
Most definitely. Yeah. I mean, looking at our team now, I think I can say I'm the top guy and the number one option. So guys are going to look to give me the ball. And I know when teams adjust to that I have the trust in my teammates to be able to give the ball back to them, work to get open, and they'll find me no matter what. So.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about your decision to go to American. Now, you know, as we all know, and I've said a couple of times today, I'm good friends with your father. When I heard American offered you, it just seemed like a perfect fit to me. It's a local program with an incredible reputation, but also a place where you're going to play right away. The Coach Brennan, has expressed consistent admiration for the way you play. Definitely made you feel like you're wanted there. It just seems like a great fit. But I know you had other options as well. Talk about your decision to go to American and some of the other options that you had.
Okay, so first, the other options I had offers from University of South Carolina Upstate, Bucknell, and Air Force, and then obviously American. So at first, I mean, the first visit I went on was to Bucknell, and I mean, going up there to see the campus, meet the coaching staff, it was awesome. And then going to American the next day, that's when they gave me the offer from them, and that was just an amazing experience. It like blew my doors off. And I mean, the coaching staff, all high energy guys, and seems like a great support system. And I mean, from that day, they've showed consistent support, being present at my games with their whole coaching staff. Like that stands out to me. And like you said, I mean, it seems like they want me, and I know talking to the coaches, I know they wanted me. And to this decision-making process, I have to go where I'm wanted, and American consistently has been at the top of that. And I think with Air Force too, I think the end decision was really between Air Force and American. I had gone out to Air Force on an official visit, and in all honesty, I wasn't too sure about it before the visit. And going on the visit, seeing the campus, seeing how they play, being able to play some pickup with the guys, it changed my mind on that, and it brought some confusion to my decision. And then in my own time, reflecting by myself and reflecting with my parents, American they just stuck at the top. And I kind of had this gut feeling from the first time I went on campus that, man, this is going to be home. And that's what ended up happening. And I couldn't be happier about my decision.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a great decision, even though I don't know anyone who went to Air Force and wasn't successful. So I think either decision is a great move. Now, I understand that you have a desire to get into business one day. I know you like barbershops. You always have a fresh haircut. Have you decided what you're going to major in American?
So I'm trying to do something along the lines of entrepreneurship, because obviously the ball's not going to bounce forever. So when that stops bouncing, then I have to have some other thing that I want to do. And I'm going to open up a barbershop with one of my lifelong best friends, and hopefully try and branch that out if it goes successful, and get some more locations.
Yeah. Well, one I talked to earlier this week, or actually last week, I talked to Greg Jones, who is also a top player from the area. And one of the schools he threw out as a school that he may go to is American. So are you trying to convince Greg to also go to American? Maybe they can get two big Northern Virginia signees in 1 month?
Most definitely. Yeah. I mean, that would, first and foremost, that would be awesome, because Greg is one of my good friends, and to be able to play with him. I mean, I played with him for a little bit this past summer on New World, and to play with him at the next level, that would be awesome, because I mean, our relationship can build more, and I believe we can both help contribute to the program at American, and that would be an awesome fit for both of us. And to go through our 4 years there, try and get to obviously bring us home some Patriot League championships, and then hopefully make some runs in the NCAA tournament. That would be awesome to do that with him.
Yeah. Well, look, last question. This has been great, Gibraltar. What are your, I know as a team, you want both your teams to do well. Flint Hill this winter, and American in the next 4 years. What are your personal goals for this season, and and what are your personal goals for American in terms of scoring, maybe postseason awards? Do you have any set goals that you're thinking about?
So for this year, senior year, obviously it's a big year. Personally, I want to achieve first team all Met, and then from there, I want to hopefully try and push for Virginia Gatorade Player of the Year, which would be, I mean, that would be awesome. And obviously, there's some competition like Greg and then Deshaun Harris-Smith from PVI. So I have to not only play high myself, but have to elevate my team and carry us far into postseason play and beyond that. And then for American, obviously, hopefully I can come in as a freshman and make an impact from the start, get some good minutes. And I think my first goal will be try and get Patriot League Freshman of the Year. And that thing that would be a great starting point for me and to help my career take off from there. I think looking at it in the long run, end goal for me, I want to be over an 1,000-point scorer in American, and that would be awesome.
Yeah. Well, look, Gibraltar, I'm very proud of you. I'm happy for your parents. You got great parents, you got great grandparents too. I forgot to talk about them today. Shout out to your grandparents. God, Homer, help me out with all the names, all your grandparents. Give me all four.
Homer, Carol, Ann, and Tony.
Yeah, shout out to all you got wonderful grandparents, and you're blessed. All four are still with us. I know everyone's really proud of you. You grew up with my son. I remember you guys were running around the field together at a young age. You're always a great athlete, so it doesn't surprise me that you're at this point. But I'm very happy for you. Yeah, these are the success you guys get. You can never take for granted. So I'm happy that you're able to achieve what you guys work for. It's a big decision to reclass and to change schools like you did. But you proved and you verified your parents' belief in you, and I'm very excited for your future.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, Gibraltar, this has been great. Let's keep in touch. I can't wait to see you play this winter.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Will do.
Okay. All right, Gibraltar. Have a good day, buddy.
You too. Bye.